The game was completely rigged and completely scripted. This is proof that the preseason is absolutely scripted. The game had 46 points. Pete Carroll, his return to Seattle, his first preseason game as Raiders coach. When you think about 23 points for each team, it was completely rigged. It was completely scripted because now Pete Carroll is on a different team outside of Seattle. And in Gematria, the practice of coding letters and words into numbers, it is Las Vegas, that's 23. Each team had 23 points. If the Raiders made the field goal at the end of the game, it would have been a total of 49 points. And Pete Carroll's last Super Bowl that he coached in was in Super Bowl 49. 46 total points. It is Pete. That's Gematria 46. Now Pete coached Seattle. It is Pete. That's Gematria of Seattle. He's now coaching the franchise that was victim of the talk curse, the talk rule game. I thought talk equals 19. I guess it doesn't. But this is a rigged game. 18 completions for Aiden O'Connell, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions against the 12th man. 18 completions, quarterbacking the winner of Super Bowl 18, which is Vegas. Hollandi had 61 yards against the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders is Gematria 61. Now he got really close to the 23rd completion. I mean, didn't fall right on 23. You look at 76 receiving yards. Cedric Jackson, 76 yards would be Gematria of the Las Vegas Raiders. Doesn't 42 equal Seahawks or something? Well, Seattle Seahawk is Gematria 42, and he had 42 yards against a team called the Seattle Seahawks. Without the S does work sometimes. But this is a rigged, scripted game. Another notable game, we look at the Bengals. The very first game of the preseason against the previous Super Bowl champion. The Bengals are the next winner of the Super Bowl with 27 points in the game. Cincy is Gematria 27. They scored 27 points. The Super Bowl is at Santa Clara. The Bengals are definitely not going to be a number 1 seed. They're going to play in the wild card round. Joe Burrow, 9 for 10 passing. He's going to win his 9th playoff game. He's at 5 playoff wins. He's going to get 4 playoff wins to get to 9. 10 completions. The last Super Bowl at the Bay Area was 10 years ago during Super Bowl 50. San Francisco hosted Super Bowl 50 between the Broncos and the Panthers. The Eagles with 34 points scored against Joe Burrow. It is Burrow that's Gematria 34. And, you know, this game had 61 points, and 61 would be winning the Super Bowl at Louisiana. And in reverse, Louisiana equals 61. So that's what needs to be said from this game. The Bengals, they led the Eagles when they had their first team in. The Eagles had Tanner McKee in the game. Tanner's Gematria 27. He quarterbacked for the Eagles, and they beat the opposing team when the opposing team had 27 points. Tanner McKee is 62, Joe Burrow 62 in Gematria. So this is kind of the conclusions we can draw from the preseason. Notice how the Eagles had 24 points at the half against the Bengals. It's Bengals, that's Gematria 24. And then 24-14 would be 38 points. They won the Super Bowl at Louisiana. It's Louisiana. That's Camacho 38. 38 points at the half. So that's kind of the thing that you should be aware about. What about Desmond Ridder, who played college football at Cincinnati? Desmond went in to play quarterback, and then the Eagles finished with 34 points. I don't think I see much Cincinnati Camacho with Desmond Ridder, to be honest. So I think the 36 yards is significant. First connection from Jamar Chase to Joe Burrow. Joe Montana was the winning quarterback of the host Niners for this year's Super Bowl. It's Joe Montana, that's Camacho 36, and then Montana's Camacho Bengals. So the action is going to be rigged. I talked about the Hall of Fame game. Now, the Chargers had to win because Antonio Gates was inducted to the Hall of Fame. He's a famous tight end of the Chargers, and he was born at Detroit. So that's why the Lions were chosen to play the game. It's because Antonio Gates was born at Detroit. Trey Lance, 13 completions for LA. LA's Camacho, 13. Kime Vidal, 37 yards. It's Los Angeles in Detroit that both have Camacho, 37. Craig Reynolds had a big game. Well, Keandre Lambert-Smith had 43 yards. 43 is Camacho of Chargers. And Craig Reynolds, these numbers hit a lot, especially when they're primetime games. That Raiders game was a primetime, it was a game on NFL Network. Craig scored the only touchdown for the Lions, and the Chargers finished with 34 points in the game. Kyle Allen quarterbacked the game for Detroit. Kyle Allen is 34, and the winning team finished with 34 points. I'm not sure what 17 is about, but both of his names equal 17 in Gematria. I probably missing something else. I'm missing Antonio Gates. Antonio's 34. The Chargers won the game with 34 points. Antonio Gates was featured to the Hall of Fame in this year's Super Bowl at San Francisco. It's San Francisco's Camacho 50. Antonio Gates is 184, and I think the San Francisco Bay equals 184, and Camacho, they're hosting the Super Bowl. And now Gates by itself. Gates would give us Gematria 52 and 16. I guess the Lions were the only team to go 0-16. And they've played 16 full seasons after the 0-16 season, which the Lions finished 0-16 during the year of Super Bowl 43. So I think we can draw this parallel with the Lions going 0-16, and they've played 16 full seasons since that time. They went 0-16, then they've played 16 full seasons in between, up to Super Bowl 59, and then this is the year of Super Bowl 60, so that's how I get the Lions playing in the Super Bowl. Any significant connection to his number of 85? Well, he played 16 years in the NFL. Gates at Camacho 16. The Lions went 0-16. He's born at Detroit. So that's the kind of thing that you got to think about as far as why the Lions played in this game in the first place. You got to look at the inductees into the Hall of Fame. Antonio Gates Jr. is the year of Super Bowl 60. So those are kind of the takeaways of the scripted action of the preseason. Daniel Jones played in the game. He used to quarterback the New York Giants. The Giants is Gamache 40 points in this game. Devin Leary, I don't know who he is. To be honest, I've never heard of him. Well, Leary is Gamache of Ravens. He's quarterbacking the Ravens. See that right there? The two teams that played football at Indianapolis, the two teams that played in Baltimore, the coach started out at Baltimore and now they play at Indianapolis. And he started the game for the Ravens. LaJohntay Wester with 41 receiving yards in Gematria, Baltimore's 41. The Colts originated from Baltimore. The Colts won Super Bowl 41 with Peyton Manning. So that's kind of the takeaway I take from this game. Cooper Rush started this game. The Colts kicked the field goal to go up 3-0. The Colts is Camacho 30, and Cooper Rush started the game. He played. He was a backup with the Cowboys. Cooper Rush started the game. Rush is Camacho 24. The game ended with the Ravens winning with 24 points. So this, and Cooper's Camacho 90, and he starts for the first time on a new team outside of Dallas with the Indianapolis Colts. It's the Indianapolis Colts that's Camacho 90 as well. So this is kind of a recap of the preseason action that we've seen so far. I'm pretty sure that the Cardinals game is going to be rigged in some way too on Saturday. I'm going to be watching my Cardinals play on Saturday against the Chiefs coming off of that Super Bowl loss. I don't know if the Chiefs will be playing starters, but Cardinals got the starters in. So there's some value on the underdog for Arizona if the starter's going to come in and beat the Chiefs backups.